On the mountain circuit, and it should remain sunny. There is some coastal fog which should not affect the course. If it does come in, we will warn you with flags before it becomes a problem. There's one warning, one oil flag at Ballyg, so please watch for that. The oil flag is out at Ballyg, there's dust on the road, and it's there because we dealt with an oil spillage. So please take care at that section of the course. Whilst the majority of riders rode very safely and adhered to flag signals, unfortunately, we had complaints from marshals about a few riders who, in their opinion, are still riding too fast whilst passing yellow flags, excluded from further participation in this meeting. You must...
C'est une F1. Ah. Tu vois, c'est bien la F1.
Coughlin? Okay, enjoying it? Okay, 12 fastest in practice, what, about 102 or so? Happy with that?
Yeah, very happy. Over 100 and happy.
It's not easy, is it? I mean, I went in the... Only 35 more payments to make, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, I hope you get a good run with it. It's a credit to you, the preparation, and you'll soon be underway.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay, and we do have a message from Davy Wood. The Irish riders couldn't get over. Gary Jess, Dean Cooper and Newell Duncan, of course, have all been involved in some spills and various things, but good luck from Eddie Gordon and Gordon Downs. Gordon Downs will be. He wanted to go to the Manx Grand Prix for them all, that is. And number 6 now is Mick Skeen. I hope we pronounced that name correctly, but he is the practice leader in the air.
We built it for Mark Flynn to do the TT on, but he had his problems with his shoulder, so it's still...
The chairman, Les Doherty, David Banks, steward for the meeting, Ted Bartlett, the chairman of the ACU, and Bob Macmillan, the guest of honour, Bob, of course, from Honda. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem.
The 250s and the 125, but the big 600cc machines and 400s, 4-stroke machines, are fairly quiet with it.
Oh, is it?
Scrutineers are all dressed in new array here, I see. Norwich City supporters are green and yellow. And it's a colourful scene compared to what it was a few years ago as the bikes now make their way up onto the grid. It's interesting to see the breakdown of the practices. Martin Finnegan, by the way, who is third in the Newcomers 250, he's actually done 108.87, and that's in the 600cc practicing for the juniors.
Europe.
We've come through to get away first, and hopefully now we can make the most of the clear road and try and have a good first lap.
But you know right behind you is all this cavalry. Harbours and Wellingtons in the TT, and here we are at the Manx, and we're in short sleeve shirts. Wonderful, wonderful. Especially for the newcomers, it takes the pressure off them. There's far more pressure when the weather's bad for their first ever race here. Anyway,
Maybe he wants to join in the commentary team. The first talking seagull in the history of Manx radio commentary.
Many would say it would be preferable to the ones we've got.
Yeah, Eunice has just said here she knows a few more as well. I don't know if she's talking about commentators or talking seagulls, but I think that's what it is, Jeff.
It's been a while since you've had a bird.
It's giving the signal for 30 seconds, so it looks like it's a definite go this time. 30 minutes late, but nevertheless we're going to have racing, and I'm sure the boys on the grid there are more than delighted with that, but they are actually going to get their first. He's away safely, and in the Manx Gilmore, number 4, David Conway. Massive battle between Doug Gannon in Northern Ireland and number 6, the top man in practice, MGP. And he does, he dips inside him, and leads down by Hill. And number 8, number 7, Suzuki, who gets away on his own. Number 13, of course, not in the programme for the Manx Grand Prix, and number 4 now underway. 1-4, Finnegan, drags the lead from the final race. 7, Andrew Neil from Colby. Number 48, Danbury Hill. 49, 1, Steve June on the 2-1 on the minute now to the start of Class 3. And leading away there will be number 63, and that's Neil Pearson on a white 125 Wood Honda from Llandudno, just across the water for Pearson in North Wales. But there is a minute's gap between the classes. So the 125 to 400, Neil Pearson sitting there, a minute seems an awful long time before he gets the signal to get underway on his little 125 Honda. And I think as he gets ready to start, we go ahead to Glen Helen.
Yes, indeed, amazingly, Felix, because I think we were caught out with Kevin Street through there, number 2, wide already. 9.5 a little bit, 5.06 in fact, this time here, and you can tell the lead is built up because here, number 6, Mr. Leaderboard ran in practice, keep well upon Watson, followed by 7. We've seen them in practice. There's 4 days of problems, and there's number 9, the local Tim Gatley. Certainly Seamus Green, of course, first away with a clear road, but he's made the most of that. Number 8 next is away as well as Tom Telford. His start time was 40 seconds behind that of Seamus Green, but absolutely amazing. And 5.06 we made his time here. I'm trying to convert that for you into a speed.
Pleased to tell you there were no additional non-starters to the Newcomers races. There were 3 withdrawn before the programme was printed, 4 non-starters. So
the Newcomers A is still green, leading from 1 second from McSkey, who is 6 seconds ahead of Victor Gilmer in 4th place. So it's back to the grandstand.
Motorsport Merchandise of the local company, supplying all. Seamus Green, number 2. What's the one now? We've got 20 seconds to wait. 4-9
entertainingly well. As I say, just 9 seconds ahead now of number 2, Seamus Green, but just back to Peter for the moment.
Yeah, Class B, number 44. Martin Finnegan, 3rd place, number 51, Steve Kuhn, 22.7 seconds down the second place now. 44, 43 and 51, and I can tell you that number 67, Chris Dowling, is leading on the road now from Paul Corran by quite a margin. Back to you, Morris.
9, this is number 8, followed by 14. We've got as far as local man number 9, Tim Devlin, who was in 5th place, is in 5th place. 20 seconds down on Victor Gilmore, and just 2 seconds ahead of number 18, Andy Orton. So there's a bit of a dice going on there. Number 19 is Leslie Turner. He's
pits very shortly. I can tell you we just had 1 retirement so far. Number 21, Andy Nichols, retired at Quarterbridge. That's number 21, Andy Nichols, retired at Quarterbridge. The only retirement so far reported in this Newcomers race. But now we wait for the sound of the first machine coming in for the pit stops at the end of lap 2, half distance.
So 20 seconds difference in favour, of course, of number 6, McSkeen. And in fact, they come into the stop box right alongside each other, number 6 and number 2. I'm at pit number 6 for the leader. Here he comes now, neat and tidy, and stops. So 20 seconds is the advantage for number 6, McSkeen, over number 2, Seamus Green, at the halfway point in this race. Scrutineers check it over. There's a drink for the rider. The screen is clean. The fuel's going in. And similarly behind me as well, a calm stop for number 2, Seamus Green, waiting to start the watch now to see what the advantage will be. But again, you can more or less do it without a watch because there's 20 on the road, and they're together here. Okay, we're ready now, and they're both getting together, but it's number 2 who's got it. Yeah, there's a second or so there. That brings it back to about 19 seconds, I should. 2 good pit stops there, calm, cool, and collected. I'll just check that with her too. And of course then we have the exciting prospect of Class B coming in, where 44 and 43, who started together, are still together on the road and fighting for the class leadership. In the other group, of course, that's Class C, a bit more spread out there, but not all that much. But Chris Dowling...
The inseparable there, numbers 44 and 43 there, having a real scrap on the road. But 46 seconds down in third place is the UN number 51. Okay, back to the grandstand.
Yes, and down here at the pits it is a change of helmet for number 7, Dan Stewart, rather than cleaning the visor. There is time to do that, but you must make sure that your ears are flattened nicely into it to be comfortable. Also at the pits is number 3, Victor Gilmore, but of course on turn, Dan Stewart is way ahead here as the fuel goes into the John Stewart Yamaha. The screen is clean. Good conditions here, still dry in all this area. It's a change of visor though for Gilmore. Davy Wood rattling the new visor on, all fingers and thumbs, but it's number 7 who presses the electric start and zooms away, while Gilmore is still not quite ready. Thinks about it now, and away he goes. Boy, do they rev on acceleration, don't they?
The pavilion and the Newcomers C race is still Chris Sterling, number 67. He's leading by 16 seconds from Paul Corn, number 65. Back to the grandstand.
And it's Ian Watson at the pits here now. The Kawasaki looking pretty good. Lots of flies on the front though, so insect problems for the helmet visors. He takes a drink. It's thirsty work. There's an ignition key, Evelyn. Stops in the stop box as you are required to do. Gavin Thornton says, okay, off you go. And he pulls in just ahead now of number 5, who's ready to go. Clutch in, bottom gear engaged. And blast away. And it's number 9 at the pits now, Devlin. The lights on the scoreboard. This is okay though. Gary Phillips whips the fuel into here. Number 18 arrived now, and that's Andy Orton. And behind him 16, and that's Simon Perkins. And 9 gets away. Whoa, this is tight. Okay, he gets in all right. Luckily he saw what was happening, that the other side was coming out from the pits on the hard shoulder, as it were. A bit quicker than that.
Yeah, brilliant. Just enjoying it immensely.
Okay, go for it. 15, Matt Bailey, and 10. Bailey whips into the pits here, right behind Perkins. Right on the spot. It's Ribena, his choice of drink. And behind number 10, John Byatt with the 600 Honda fuel going in there, and he wiped his own visor. Just checking the streamline. It looks a bit loose on 15 at the bottom here, but I think they float those lower trays. 16 gets away there, enjoying the next 2 laps to Simon Perkins. 10 at the pits, John Byatt. Perkins was a little reluctant to fire, but with 2 people pushing it, it finally burst back into life, much to his intense relief. Problems for Doug Stevens. He had to push his bike, which is all you needed to start on Newcomers, but he did get away. But I'm not too sure whether in fact he's gone through yet. He won't have done, of course. He's gone through the first time, and there's 2 riders going out right side by side. Number 10 gets the advantage there as the Glen Helen split. I think we'll just get that in. In fact, he's the leader now. This is Finnegan, and he's on his own in the 250 class. Finnegan, well, he nearly dropped it there. And right behind him is his co-driver, but it's number 44, his competitor that is, but it's Finnegan who's ahead, 44. I would say he had about 3 seconds there. We'll get the watch on them as they leave the pits, and they're streaming into here now. Sorry, Morris to Glen Helen, but these are the leaders of Group B here. 28 has a bit of a problem, but 44 is at the pits, and right behind him is 43. Finnegan's away, 44 gets away, and now, so goes. 80 more seconds in that. And in fact, it's going to be Finnegan who maintains that, plus the 10 starting interval, of course. No, in fact, it was a flat starting interval, so it's 6 seconds, Tim O'Hanlon says. They started level, and the advantage there for 44, who got away first, 6 seconds. Morris to Glen Helen.
Yes, indeed, yes. Well, yes, we certainly wouldn't want to miss that excitement there in Class B. I can tell you, of course, that in Class A, number 6, Mick Skeen, and number 2, Seamus Skeen, have gone through here. Skeen in the lead on the road and on correcting time, of course. Just yards between them, but a 20-second advantage to Skeen, which is I think as they left the pit, I think potentially Seamus Green might get. But it's those 2 to entertain in Class A, I think, now, and quite obviously Mick Skeen has that under total control. and he can simply sit there. There's little Seamus Green can do about that, because he's got 20 seconds to make up on starting time. So Mr. Keane obviously hanging out in fact the leaderboard and having a tremendous run in great condition. And well, lap records all the way. There's areas that caught the showers early on, drying particularly well because the sun certainly is out here at Glen Helen, and it's excellent for the spectators. We've got quite a number of them, I have to say, out here, more than we tend to get for the Manx Grand Prix. So the weather has obviously brought them out, and they're being royally entertaining all of them. I know there's been quite a gap there built up now between the moment for a commercial break.
Official logo MGP clothing is on sale now behind the grandstand. It's the best place to get your souvenir clothing for the Manx Grand Prix of the new millennium. The classic and finance and leasing available. Telephone Jeff Hanthorne on 842039. Peel Car and Commercial Centre on the Quay in Peel.
Very good. Well, I can tell you that number 7, Dan Stewart, and number 3, Victor Gilmore, have both made their way through Glen Helen safely for that particular time, and we'll give you those great times in a moment, because this is number 5. That's Ian Watson. Green spared outfit of the Bainbridge and Kawasaki, and he's circulating well. Back to Jeff Remain.
Yeah, Dowling at the pits here in Class C with the lead, of course, on the road. There's his rival now, 65 Corrin. And Dowling has it by the 10-second starting interval plus that, so I would say about 15, 16 seconds. All 100% here. Green of the visor. Rival ahead of him there. Dowling with a little 400 sewing machine. Looking beautiful. And he's ready to go, clutch in. Push it. Past his rival, Corrin. Got the watch now. And that's about 13 seconds, I would think. 12:13 from a rough check on the watch, Tim. 15 it is, he says, going out of the pits, that is, of course, after the fuel stop. And
7:30 on that one Ducati. I can tell you that safely through here have been local man Tim Devlin and number 18, which is circulating very well throughout, and Sandy Orton. But we're awaiting now this battle in Class B, which should be with us fairly shortly, with Martin Finnegan and David Morgan. Number 15 and 10 from Class A, that's Matt Bailey and John Pyatt. They continue their race. 5 or 6 seconds the difference on the starting time, no, the difference on correcting time, as they started together. And we'll be looking for that gap. And we're looking, of course, for a potential local victory in Class C, with Chris Dowling going so well and Paul Corrin not that far behind him. I can update you on 1 or 2 of the other positions within Class A. We've already given you the leader, Mr. by about 20 seconds. Not 6 seconds anymore. Just, well...
Behind the grandstand. For a long time, Old Bike Mart has been recognised as the enthusiast Bible and continues to bring the full selection of classic classifieds. But Old Bike Mart is only available by subscription, so to make sure you don't miss any bargains, sign up right now at the rear of the grandstand and meet the team while you're there. Old Bike Mart, from only £9.50 for 12 issues.
Number 45 down below us here, Stuart Garden seems to have a problem. He's on the wide outside of the pits, but yes, they've done a good job on it. He's away. Stuart Garden, number 45, 71 and 63. The men battling it out for 3rd and 4th places in front. Away now. And 71 is ready to go straight after him. In fact, he goes before the mechanic there has finished wiping the screen. So keen to get away after his rival, number 63. So let's see if we have any times now for Class C. And we do indeed, and it's another lap record at 104.28 for number 67. Chris Dowling, 21 minutes 42.5, 104.28, and in second place, 17.5 seconds.
2 leading riders in Group A just heading up towards the Waterworks corner. Still the same, similar gap between the Tariff and Wales, maybe extended a wee bit in favour of Mick Skene. He's certainly the leader on the road, and obviously then the leader on corrected time from Seamus Gilmer. Gilmer will still be in second place because the 3rd place man is a fair bit behind him. That was Dan Stewart at 1 minute 41 the last week.
5, that's Ian Watson. Ian Watson in turn 11 seconds up on 7th place man. Local second to number 9, Tim Devlin, who's got a 24-second advantage over number 16, who's in 8th place. That's Wayne Rollinson. Just to update you on the C class as well, whilst we're here, I can tell you that Chris Dowling continues to lead that. by just 13 seconds from Paul Corrin. So those are the two locals as we expected battling that out. Performance there because there have already been two lap records. It's Chris Dowling leading that class from Paul Corrin by 13 seconds, so we'll be looking for a local win there. So that's a complete update on the three classes from Glen Helen for the moment, and it's back there to Geordie.
Victor Gilmer inside, and that third place will be his number 7 staff. Later coming into view now, this is the green machine of number 5 Ian Watson, 39-year-old from Saltburn. Ian Watson safely through, so we'll see, he could well slot into the top 5. He was in the top 6. Now we'll just have to wait and see where Pat O'Hanlon does shuffle him in, but that was Ian Watson safely through. Over Andy Orton in 5th position, Andy Orton number 18, and now we can slot Ian Watson into the top 6. He completes the top 6, 16 seconds down on Andy Orton.
67 Chris Dowling over number 65 Paul Corrin. The time difference officially was 17.5, but believe it or not, in second place Corrin is 2 minutes 26.9 seconds ahead of the third place man, number 71, and that is Glenn Winterbottom. And in fourth place, number 63, Neil Pearson. He is 38.7 seconds down on the third place man. Time for a quick break.
He started amazingly some 20 seconds behind Seamus Green and a little bit ahead of, I think he started back with Mick Skeens. So it just shows how much Mick Skeens pulled out with number 5 Ian Watson, who's just gone through here now, started at the very same time as Mick Skeens, but he is in 5th place, and he's not him, that's number 9, Tim Devlin, the highest place, in fact the only newcomer taking part in Class A, but going well, Tim, on that S&D Fusion Suzuki, and he'll be looking for number 18, Andy Orton in, but I can tell you the news from this particular class for the final time. I'm sure you'll be back to classes B and C. It's number 6, Mick Skeens, leading by that 34 seconds from number 2, Seamus Green, then 7, 3, 18, 5...
Official logo MGP clothing is on sale now behind the grandstand. It's the best way to get your souvenir clothing for the next Grand Prix of the new millennium. Road and track motorcycles in Douglas have the largest stock of top quality accessories, clothing and helmets on the island. Road and Track are also the sole island agent for Yamaha motorcycles. So visit the island's leading motorcycle dealer with experienced staff on hand to hand.
Yeah, thanks, George. Just to let you know that Martin Finnegan and Davy Morgan have safely negotiated the pose because there were just yards between them again. I think the interest will come there on the final dash. There's bound to be a scrap, I'm sure. Whether Dave Morgan has a little bit in hand and he's just...
Well, we can put the watch in Corrin by 24.7 seconds, but then there are 3 minutes 55.2 seconds to the third place man, who is number 71, Glenn Winterbottom, who in turn has a 38-second advantage over number 63, Neil Pearson. Let's take a quick break. 9, and that is Richard Parker. Number 50, and that is Steve Manson, and then here, of course, they all have I don't know how you get it. I'm knackered.
Okay, you got another race?
It's number 44. There's the winner, number 67, Chris Dowling, the winner of the Newcomers.
Actually in the race for 5 minutes.
That's number 63 finishing, and this should be number 71.
Do you remember when Danny Shimon was a late number, Peter, and Les Trotter won the race number 1?
76, yeah. Yeah, because Danny had won the... The CT would also the supply of motorcycles, 7 or 8 motorcycles every year, brand new to the traffic marshals. They arrive on the island in May, and they're used for CT, meetings, like here, the traffic marshals, and we're represented with motorcycle roadways on the island.